Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I want to talk about some new features slash updates that they have done on the platform recently. A lot of these were rolled out within the last week and a lot of people are basically losing their minds because they don't know what to do. A lot of people are frustrated, a lot of people are happy. It seems like there's no in between. A lot of people are disappointed because a lot of these things seem like they're not really beneficial for sellers, but I think it's important to remember that not every single feature that they put out on Poshmark or change that they make, they have the sellers in mind. They also have to think about the buyers, and also sometimes they're just not even thinking about either of us. They're thinking about themselves. So I think that's important to remember because I feel like everyone is so quick to complain all the time about different things, but I think the real important thing to do is at least acknowledge that these changes are made, but sometimes we just have to go with the flow and adjust to things. So the first one that I want to talk about in this video is the new closet layout where it shows the bundle and likes on top of the listing photo. Now, I know a lot of people said that they don't like this because it kind of distracts and blocks the image that is being listed. Now, I don't normally agree with this because I think that my photos are all more towards the center, but if you use the whole entire photo and it's kind of like blocking out the photo, I can understand why this is frustrating, and it's a little it kind of just feels like it's too much all at one spot. So that is the update. The like and share icon are now on the picture, and that share icon is also now the bundle icon, which will take me into the next point, that the way to bundle now is very different, and I think that's throwing off a lot of people. So you used to just be able to go into their bundle and then click add likes to bundle and it would just add them automatically. Now it's a little bit more complicated. So you have to hit that little bundle icon. It's like a little plus with a little bundle, and you press that and then it'll give you the option to share it. So it'll basically display like a search, and then you type in the person's name, or maybe their name already appears there, and then you hit share, and it'll share to their bundle. And this is not really ideal, and I honestly don't really love it, but I'm gonna make it work. But that's not the only way that you can add likes to a bundle, and I've been trying to tell people that you can add likes to bundles using the My Shoppers, which will automatically add any likes from any person that you select it to, any of their likes to their bundles, so then you can do it automatically, and the people that have liked things recently will show up at the top of the My Shoppers. So if you see someone that just liked 5 items from your closet, you could just go into the My Shoppers and add their likes to the bundle, and it does it instantly. The other way that you can add likes to a bundle, if you know that somebody has liked more than one thing, or if you just want to send them one bundle offer, you can still use the make an offer button for the offer likers. But if you want to go through the bundle, you can still go to the closet. So go to their page, click the little bundle icon next to their handle, and then click the 3 dots that says share to switch to sell view. When you see at the bottom, you see their likes. You can either force press on the listing itself or force press on the little share button, and it'll then pop up their name as the first name in the list. If it doesn't pop up their name, you could type in their handle, and then once you do that, it will then add it to the bundle. So again, a little bit frustrating and a little bit not as intuitive. I think it was so much more simple the way it was, and I know a lot of people are complaining about this, but I also see a lot of people saying, I don't know how to bundle anymore, there's no option. You have to just kind of play around with it and you'll figure it out. And that's kind of what I did. I just kind of played around with it and I figured it out. And there's still 3 ways to add things to a bundle, so you could definitely do any of those 3 things. The next thing that they actually removed, so it's not really a new feature, but it's an update, they removed the listing streaks completely. So they kind of just phased this out without even telling anyone. They just kind of got rid of it. But I think they kind of did mention something, because a lot of the last week that they had the listing streak available, the prize that you could win was game over or something like that. And so that was them hinting at us. Now, I just thought that was I didn't win anything, so game over. But that actually was because they were going to phase it out. So they ended up getting rid of it the week after they did that. And so people were like, what happened to listing streaks? And honestly, I do find it funny because a lot of people that were complaining about the listing streaks, they were complaining that they got game over, or they were complaining that the listing streaks were taken away. But then they were also the same people that were complaining about getting the app icon every week. So Poshmark listened and took it away because they're like, okay, well, we can't do anything else at this point, so we're just going to take it away, and maybe they'll bring it back in the future, I don't know. But it's funny because people would complain about the app icon and how it was useless, and then they take it away and now people are complaining. So it's people are never going to be happy, but I just think that it's a good thing because people were just getting frustrated anyway. So they ended up taking it away and you no longer have a listing streak. Now, I don't know if they're gonna bring it back at some point. Maybe they'll bring it back better, but it is no longer in the app. So that's why you can't find it in your app, and that's why you can't find your streak. And while we're on the page of things that they got rid of, they also got rid of the photo editor in the app. So apparently you used to be able to edit your photos in the app. And I know way back when you were able to add like filters and different things like borders and things like that. I know they switched that, but then I think you were still able to do edits. So you were able to edit the brightness or anything like that. People are telling me that they took that away. Now, I don't personally use that. I actually find it to be inauthentic depending on how you're using the editor. Some people would edit it and make the lighting just be completely different, and so they would make the item look like a different color or really distort it. So I actually found that to be a good thing that they got rid of that, because I know a lot of people who have had cases that they opened up because the lighting wasn't accurate and it was very misleading. So they did get rid of that, and a lot of people are just not happy with it. They're just losing it. They're like, why would they get rid of that? Please bring that back. And to that I say, whatever you were able to do in that photo editor, which is edit the brightness, edit the contrast, any of that, you can do on the phone. So just edit the photo before you list it, but don't go overboard, because you want the photos to look natural. You don't want it to look like there's a crazy filter on it, because that just takes away from the photo itself. But you can still edit the photo in your phone when you take the photo before you list it to Poshmark, and it would do the exact same thing. Okay, another small little update that I just wanted to mention that I'm not going to spend a lot of time on, but for those of you who have seen that blue promoted closets banner at the bottom of your closet, they have since changed it to like a gold yellow color. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just like to get your attention because it's different. But yeah, I mean, I'm still not pressing on it. I still don't want to do the promoted closet. I did the trial and I didn't have a lot of luck with it. But yeah, it was just something small that I noticed that they changed. I don't know if they changed it because it's more of like a fall color, or I don't know. I don't know why, but I noticed that was a change. Okay, and the next thing that they recently pushed out, this was actually effective the day of POSHFest, so that was about 2 weeks ago at this point, was the lowest minimum price that someone can send you is now 60% off of your listing price. So I did talk about this in the feature video that I put out last week, where I talked about all the changes that they were announcing at POSHFest, and there was a little bit of confusion. So all I was trying to say was the lowest minimum price that someone can send you off, or the discount that they can send you off for a listing, is 60%. So it used to be that they could send up to 80% off of your listing price, meaning if you had a $100 listing, they used to be able to send you a $20 offer. Now they will only be able to send you a $40 offer at the bare minimum. So a lot of people like this because some people are like, well, now I won't get those lowball offers. But then again, there are still people that complain and think, well, I want to be able to send what offer I want. So again, people are never going to be happy, but I think this is beneficial because so many people complain about those low offers. And this is why I find it ironic, because those people that are complaining about the low offers are then complaining that they can't send out their own offers now. I just don't know. I don't know anymore, but yeah, they made the lowest shipping, the lowest price that you can send out 60% off for an offer. And that also goes to you sending out offers as well. The next change that they made is now the photos are displayed from left to right. So I think they actually pushed this out a while ago, but then I think they took it back because I had it for a split second and then I didn't have it. Now I officially have it again, where the photos are displayed like side to side, like you're almost like swiping on like a dating app or something. I thought that was kind of funny. But basically you swipe from right to left to go through the photos, and then it shows a little like thing at the bottom that shows how many pictures there are, and that also gives you a count in the top right corner that says 1 out of 15 or something like that. It used to be where you'd scroll down through the listing, but I think that this is actually preventing people from scrolling through the photos because they don't know this, because I've had people comment questions where they were in the listing photos in the last like week or so, where somebody said, what's the measurements, what's the material, and they were all in the pictures. And I'm starting to think that maybe because people don't know that you scroll to the side, they don't scroll to the side, they just look at that first image. I don't know, but that's just a guess. Okay, and here is a big one that a lot of people have been complaining about, and unfortunately I don't like it, but I think it doesn't matter because I use my VA, but they made the share button smaller. So when you go and click on the listing to then add it to a bundle or share it to someone, the little share button is pretty microscopic now. And people are not happy about it because they're like, well, why would you tell me that I have to share all the time to be active, but then you make the button really, really small? And then people are like clicking on the wrong thing or whatever. So like, I totally get it. I don't think this was a good choice, but they did it and we just have to move on and adjust with it. And you can still click on it, and if you have a VA and you have it running, you don't even have to worry about the share button. And also on the computer, it's still pretty visible, so it's easy to click on. This is only a problem on like a smartphone. So they pushed out that new shipping update about 2 weeks back. I made a video on that. And ever since then, people were wondering what the new shipping discounts were gonna be and what the closet clear out prices, the shipping offers were gonna be. So they released that this week. So the closet clear out shipping discounts are $3.99 and $5.99, I think. I'm not entirely sure because I don't use closet clear out that much, but I heard people talking about those two prices. I'll put in a picture here to confirm which one it is. And then for the closet discounts, so when you were able to offer a shipping discount to someone when they were purchasing, it used to be you were able to do $4.99 and $5.95 as the shipping discount, and then also free. Now you can only do $4.99 and free. And people are complaining, they're like, well, why'd they get rid of the $5.95 shipping discount? And to that I say, because the shipping right now is $6.49. So you're basically getting a 50-cent discount. Like, I don't think that's really worth it at that point. It's more hassle than it is anything. So the $5.95 was really, really crucial when the shipping was $8.27. But because it's not that high anymore, it doesn't really make sense to save 50 cents on shipping. I don't really think that's going to convince that many extra people to buy. So they only have the $4.99 shipping and then the free discount. So people are losing it because they're like, well, why'd they get rid of the $5.95? But because you don't need it. It's unnecessary at this point. The next change that they pushed out, which I actually think is a good change, but again, it really baffles me how many people are complaining about all these little things. So they actually made it a thing where when you log out of the app, you have to re-authenticate. So you have to do two-factor authentication. Now, this is just good for security reasons first, but also it's better because it's keeping your account safe so you don't get hacked, so you don't, like, someone doesn't steal your credentials, all these things. You would be so surprised at the amount of people that are losing it and saying, well, I don't want to have two-factor authenticate every time I want to log in and out of the app. How many times are you logging in and out of the app? Like, I have not logged in and out of the app since I got the app, basically. So that just blows my mind that people are doing that every day. And I understand that there are circumstances where you're logging in and out, but it shouldn't be that much of a pain to log in and out, and it really doesn't take that much time. And like nowadays, everywhere you go, they're asking for two-factor authentication. So again, it's a security thing. It's good. I work in a security field. I know how important this is. And everywhere I go nowadays, wherever I make accounts, they're all asking me for two-factor authentication. So I think this is only trying to help you, but again, so many people are complaining about it, and it's just like, but they're actually trying to prevent you from getting hacked or from someone getting into your account or something. So why is that a bad thing? And going along with all the changes is now that you're no longer allowed to use those priority boxes, you have to use the ground advantage boxes or like the brown boxes or anything like that. People are not having it because they're like, well, I have all these priority boxes. So I actually got a lot of like old boxes from family and friends and from myself. Every time I get a package, I save it and I reuse those boxes. And so people are like, well, you have to order the supplies now, you have to pay for them. And I'm frustrated with that. You don't have to pay for them. The ground advantage boxes are actually free, but I know they're not readily available. That's why I'm saying save other boxes that you have from the past until the ground advantage boxes are available. I know that's a whole nother topic of discussion that people are just frustrated with that whole process. Believe me, I'm frustrated too. As of me filming this, I still haven't heard back on my boxes, but that's okay because I have other boxes ready to go and I've been using those in the meantime, and my time will come when I'll get the boxes. But yeah, people are just like going crazy. They're like, well, now I have to pay for boxes. You don't have to pay for boxes. They're still free. One final one that I want to talk about in this video that's not actually new, but I actually recently discovered how to do it. So I figured I'd put it in this video because a lot of people don't know how to do it, and I'll just end with this one. So basically, a lot of people ask how you can change your handle on Poshmark, and it used to be that you had to email Poshmark to do that, but now I actually discovered that the way you do it is you have to do it on a desktop, and you have to go to your profile, and I'll put the instructions here on the screen, but you cannot do it from a mobile phone. It has to be on a desktop, but you can actually change your handle. So for the longest time, I was like, the only way that you can change it is go to Poshmark. Now you can do it, but on a desktop. So that's great, and I know a lot of people have asked if they can change their handle, so there you go. Okay, so that is it for this video. I know it's a little long, I know it's a little like, it's a lot going on, and I understand that everyone's frustrated, but keep in mind that, you know, you have to keep up with changes. This is just how it is when you kind of work on another platform. If you had your own platform that you were selling on, you make your own rules. But when you're on somebody else's platform, they make the rules. You kind of just have to go with it. Obviously, you could give your feedback and say that you don't love certain things, but at the end of the day, they're going to make the updates they want, and they're not always looking out for us. And that's just how it works. That's how any company, corporation, anything works. And I don't think a lot of these are as negative as people are making them seem, and I think people just want to find a way to complain about everything, and people are afraid of change, people don't like change, and I get it, I really do, but we have to embrace change sometimes, and we just have to adapt. And a lot of these things are easily adaptable, so I don't know, let me know your thoughts down below. If you're frustrated, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. Tell me what you're feeling, let out your emotions, vent it out, and let me know if you're happy about any of these changes, because I also think it's important to focus on things that we are happy about and the things that we like. I personally think some of these updates are actually beneficial, and I think I might be in the minority on that one, but I think some of these are actually really good, and people need to realize that some of these really are gonna help us. So let me know your opinions, and if you missed the 2 videos I did last week, which is basically recapping the new features that are coming this year to Poshmark, so that some of them are not out yet, you can click right here. And if you want to see the future of Poshmark in the eyes of the CEO of Poshmark and the State of the Union at PoshFest and what he thinks is, the future, you can click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.